Hello and welcome to my kitchen. I'm Judith. Today we're going to make a lovely cream soup. We are going to use a vegetable that's probably not familiar to a lot of people, but it is absolutely lovely and tasty. It's this one right here. It's called celeriac or celery root. And it is kind of knobby and weird looking, but we're going to peel it and dice it up. And it's going to go with some celery, potato, onion, and be sauteed. And then we're going to cook it with some vegetable stock and later add some milk or cream. The thicker you want it, go with the cream rather than the milk. Or if you do use a lot of potato and vegetable, you can get it thick that way. If you want it to be vegan, which is fairly simple to do, leave out the milk and just use your vegetable stock. So we have seasonings, all the usual suspects: salt, a bay leaf, which goes absolutely wonderful in any soup. Where's that? And some white pepper, because it is a very white soup, whitish. And I am going to use olive oil today. Or you could use just plain vegetable oil of some sort. Or if you don't want it to be vegan and you really want it creamy, you could use butter. But butter will leave a fat layer on top if you chill it and then try to reheat it. That is difficult to mix back in. So let's get started. We have to chop our vegetables and then we get to saute. Now that our pot is warm, and you don't want it hot, you just want it warm, because we're not going to brown anything. I'm going to put in about a tablespoon of our oil. And it's up to you whether you use olive oil, vegetable oil, avocado oil, or butter. But be careful if it's butter, because butter will brown quickly. And we're going to put in our onion. That's half a large yellow onion. And I got some skin in there I'm going to get rid of. And it's chopped fairly small. Get out of there. So about a cup of chopped onion. Then I'm going to add our celery, which is 3 stalks of finely chopped celery. Well, chopped to match the onion. You want to get everything about the same size. So it's probably 2 cups of celery. Stir that together. And we're going to put in a good pinch of salt. We're just going to let that cook until translucent before we add our garlic. And now that we've got the onion and celery softened, we're going to add 2 cloves of finely minced garlic. You don't want to add the garlic too soon, because garlic, if you overcook it, gets bitter. So we're just going to wait till that gets nice and fragrant, and it will only take a couple of seconds. It depends on how much liquid is in the pan, how much heat your pan, and how warm your pan is. And once you can smell the garlic, we're going to add our celeriac. And that's about a softball sized root once it was trimmed. And you can eat the skin, but you're going to have to scrub it really well. And there's a lot of crevices. And then we're going to add our potato, which is 3 smallish russet potatoes. diced to about the same size as we diced the celery root. And I'm just going to stir those in there, get them all coated with the flavorful bits that are already there. I'm going to leave those to saute for a little while just to get them started softening up. Okay, these guys have been on the heat, or the warm, it's not hot. And, oh, I can smell the celery and the celery root, which smells like celery. And the potatoes are starting to get a little translucent. You know how a potato changes from solid white to edges are a little see-through? That's what we've got. So we're going to add our vegetable stock. And that was 2 cups of vegetable stock. If you don't have enough vegetable stock, just top it up with some water. But because we want this to be a fairly thick soup, we're not going to go overboard here in how much liquid we put in. We are going to put in the bay leaf and the white pepper. It was about half a teaspoon of white pepper. You can add more if you like, or what's best is to just wait until it's cooked, give it a taste, and then add more if needed. So give it a good stir in there. Put the lid on and let simmer for about 20 minutes. Should take about 20 minutes to get your vegetables nice and soft. Let's just check. A piece of potato. It's going to be hot, so be very careful. Oops, dropped it. Be very careful. Yep. Let's get a piece of the celeriac. Oh yeah, that's soft. Okay, so we're going to let it cool just a little bit, because then we need the immersion blender. And we don't want to do this when it's screaming hot. You could use a regular blender, but be very, very careful, because hot food in a blender can explode. I mean, it can blow the lid off, and yeah, it can be messy. So we're going to let this cool for a little bit before we blend it. Now that it's cooled a little bit, we are going to take our immersion blender and blend. And yes, you do want to blend it till it's fairly smooth. So let's get that off. Put our blender aside. And we are going to stir in the milk at this point. And this is about a quarter of a liter of milk. All the ingredients and amounts will be in the recipe that will be attached below. So let's check that. Check that for seasoning. It's lovely and creamy. Smells wonderful. It smells very celery. And I think I could do with a little bit more white pepper. Do about another half teaspoon. You can put other herbs and things in it, and like thyme is a favorite for some people. Let's get a taste now. Not sure if it needs more salt. Don't really think so. Salt can be added at the table. So now we are just gonna put the lid on, put it aside. If you need to, you can reheat it at dinner time. And remember, if you want it to be vegan, just leave out the milk, add more vegetable stock. This is my celeriac soup, or celery root soup. It is lovely and luscious, and it can be vegan if you wish. It makes a wonderful starter or lunch or even a light dinner. Please, if you liked the video, give it a like. Click that thumbs up. If you aren't already a subscriber, please subscribe. It's free. You don't even have to know that I've put up another video unless you click that bell icon. Then it will let you know when I do. I do put up videos every week, sometimes twice a week. So without that bell icon clicked, you won't know if I put up an extra one. Thank you all so much for watching. I thank everyone who has subscribed and everyone who's thinking about it, everyone who has ever watched. You are all wonderful. I will see you again soon with a new video.